What's up, guys? It's Mr. Fit to Flourish back at it with another episode. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in the markets. So, Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway is cutting their stake in Apple by nearly 50%. Okay, 50% is huge. And Iran has decided to attack Israel. So, with this going on, with everything going on, the Fed has been tasked with a emergency meeting. And in this emergency meeting, they had to talk about whether or not they wanted to cut rates, in which they decided that no, they don't think that they're going to need to do an emergency rate cut, but they may raise their rate cuts from 25 basis points to 50 basis points, potentially in September. So rate cuts definitely coming in September. Are they going to do an emergency rate cut? No, they don't want to break the market. So let's take a look at what the heck was going on in the markets today, okay? Like, what was going on all around. So let's first take a look at SPY. So if we take a look at SPY was in the sell zone already. It was sitting on the 50% sell ATR. Okay, sitting on the 50% sell ATR. It had a ton of MAs crossing over to the downside. And then when we opened up today, we opened around 511.63. Okay, the 200 MA is here down here at 505 or 506.02. All right, so huge move to the downside, huge move to the downside, and then we tried to push back up to the upside and ended up rejecting at market's previous highs. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we now have a support to resistance flip? We did put in this huge topside wick here. Topside wicks are indications of sellers stepping in. Huge topside wick. And then again, like I said, we have a support to resistance flip. This was previous resistance back in April, right before a pretty big sell-off to the downside. Now, we do know that the Japanese market had its worst day in history pretty much since 1987. Okay, so the Japanese stock market, the Nikkei logged its worst day since 1987, the Black Monday crash. Okay, since the Black Monday crash. So there was a lot of fears pre-market today. Today is Monday, August 5th. Pre-market in terms of SPY and in terms of just the entire stock market. So a lot of these stocks that we were looking at were way down. And we expected a sell-off to some of these levels, and we talked about that in yesterday's video. However, these levels came before the market even opened. So we had an immediate dip buy by somebody, because I don't think it was retail. Retail was stuck trying to get into their brokers, but a lot of brokers were closed or not working. So a lot of people couldn't log into their brokerage accounts. Now, whether or not this is like a conspiracy theory of big money just trying to manipulate price back up, get good prices or something at low prices, and then get retail to come back in and just buy it at high prices and then sell off again. That's kind of what I think it is. I don't know, but that's just a conspiracy theory. But yeah, we had a huge move back to the upside. And if you were trading options today, you saw that these option premiums were just way high. And the reason was because the VIX, the volatility index. So the volatility index reached 65. So this level on the volatility index has not been seen, okay? This level has not been seen since, get this, COVID 2020, okay? So these levels has not been seen since COVID of 2020. So if you were trying to trade options today, you were probably getting horrible prices and not really seeing your options move because the delta to contract price ratio was so disgusting. So today was kind of a very weird day to be trading. And if you're a newer trader and you you were probably not understanding what was going on. But yeah, so today was a super weird day in terms of price action and just in the market overall. So like I said, a lot of these stocks were doing the exact same moves. They were just making a quick move to the upside. So whoever was in the market today, because I know it wasn't retail. Retail was trapped out of their accounts. Whoever was in the market was doing these big dip buys, probably these huge institutions. doing these big dip buys, buying price back up, and then selling it off a little bit at the end of the day. I guess just dollar cost averaging potentially. So yeah, very weird day in the market today. Now, where do I see the market going from here? Well, it looks like a lot of these stocks, after this massive sell-off pre-market, that retail personnel, retail traders were unable to really get in because they were locked out of their brokerages. These stocks actually pushed up to key levels. Okay, they pushed up to key levels. So, for instance, for Apple, typically when we lose the 50 MA, we end up going back to retest it. Well, what happened here? Well, it looks like Apple put in a pretty big topside wick there, right at that 212 level, and then also kind of rejecting from these lows here. So yeah, we did get a big bullish bar on the daily time frame, a little bit overexhausted, a lot of order imbalance, and again, a lot of this move up was just put in the first 10-15 minutes on a lot of these stocks. So I don't for one second believe that these moves to the upside are valid or will stay. I believe that this topside wick is what we need to be paying attention to. And then whether or not we hold this close tomorrow will be pretty important as well. After hours, we're currently at 210 on Apple Bapple, but I don't see that holding. We'll see if we continue to reject this 50 and make a move to the downside, which I believe we will. Okay, these fears aren't there for no reason. And then again on SPY put in a huge topside wick, and we had that support to resistance flip here. And again, that flip is from previous highs. Okay, we should have, if we were going to overtake these highs, we should have overtook these highs today. We didn't overtake these highs. So I think that we still have a lot of room to the downside. First, we'll see the 200 MA at 505. And then if we get below that, we have 494.89 and then 477.24 as the maximum downside move. Okay, so keep those levels in mind. And then when we're looking at Amazon, so that's another stock that we were looking to trade today. We actually did get puts on Amazon today, and we did okay on those puts. It wasn't moving like it was supposed to, and also the options premiums were just way too freaking high. So again, Amazon, Schlamazon. I think Amazon has room down to 144.81. Currently rejecting off of the lows of Friday. So rejecting off the lows of Friday, putting in that topside wick. We're already trading below the 200 MA. Pretty low on the volume RSI, below 30. So definitely, again, more room to the downside. And these are going to be pretty good pickups overall. If you have any of these stocks in your long-term portfolio, you could pretty much just think about dollar cost averaging or just waiting till the end of this mess, because I do think we still have room to the downside on a lot of these stocks. Okay, and then one of the other stocks that we were playing last week, we made a 250% gain on crowd puts, and this week we waited for a move to the upside before we got crowd puts again. But again, a lot of market manipulation here. We ended up getting crowd puts around 218, the $218 level. That's where we put in our puts. We are getting again a support to resistance flip here. We're rejecting right off of the close of Thursday of this move down. We did get a bullish bar on the daily, but this bar again is overexhausted in my opinion. I think we have room down to at least 211, and then I believe that we should see crowd come down to 171, and then after that 94. The PE ratio on crowd is absolutely ridiculous. 421 is the PE ratio. It's a growth stock. However, after the debacle of the update and crashing systems, it's a pretty bad look for crowd and for its customers. So I'm not sure if crowd is going to be getting any more customers. I don't think they'll get any more customers for the next couple years if this is a thing. So yeah, pretty bearish on crowd, but we'll see if it overtakes 223. What is this level? 224.25. If it overtakes that level tomorrow, then okay, potentially we'll see a move to the upside. But in my opinion, I think it's only Cathie Wood that is buying this stock right now. So expecting a move to the downside here as well. So that is all I'm going to say for today. Most of the other stocks are doing the same thing. It looks like they're all being manipulated or whatever is going on. Maybe BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. But we'll see what's going on tomorrow in the market. It looks like these stocks will potentially continue to the downside. I don't think there will be any more dip buying like there was today, this manipulative dip buying to the upside, right to key levels. It looks like we're going to get a reject tomorrow, August 6th, but who knows? Every day in the stock market is different, and I am not Nostradamus, but I am Mr. Fit to Flourish, so stay fit physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. Y'all have a good one. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and